Hello. Welcome back, all one of you who watches these. And last week, we did the White Album, Disc 1.
Yeah.
So obviously, this week we're doing Hotel California by the Eagles.
Yes.
No, I'm lying. To hell with the Eagles. We're doing the White Album, Disc 2. So let us not tarry.
Okay, also Rachel's back.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
I'm
It's
back.
Ryan, Stephanie, Megan, and Rachel's back for the first time since Revolver.
Yes.
And she's
Good to be
here.
back. Good to be back.
She's here for the White Album, Disc 2. And you know what? Let's jump right in.
Okay.
Let's go. All right. And as was pointed out to me when we started the song, I forgot to say what the song was. That was Birthday. Track 1 on Disc 2. And what do we think of that, gang?
It's a birthday song.
Yeah.
It's an iconic riff.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely one of their more popular songs for obvious reasons. You can play it on anyone's birthday.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those, it's good to, they play it like in sports stadiums.
yeah, they do.
It'll be like, it's this little kid's birthday, and they'll play that while it shows their picture.
Right. I guess, I don't know if it's like douchey or kind of cool that they were like, let's write a rock and roll birthday song.
I mean, there wasn't one except for like Sweet 16 or whatever.
16 Candles and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, that was really the only rock and roll birthday song they had up until that point. Maybe,
Right.
from my knowledge. I mean. But
To me, it's pretty cool because, as a kid,
with birthdays and birthday parties.
yeah, we were all about the birthday song, So.
And it's like, it shows that, Paul McCartney's the type of songwriter who can write a song about anything. He's like, I wrote a birthday song.
Right. That's true.
Suck my ass. I mean, he's like, I rewrote a birthday song. I wrote a song about saying yes and no. I wrote a song about anything. You can write a song about anything.
Yeah. It's definitely not one that I go listen to when I need a good song to listen to.
I played on Rock Band.
Yeah.
I don't know, this is one, every now and then, if I'm listening to this album in the car,
Yeah, I don't skip this song.
but every now and then it'll like hit me where I'm like, man, that was good.
Yeah.
That was
of course.
fun. Not every time,
No.
but every now and then. It didn't hit me like that today,
Not this time,
unfortunately.
not this
But,
time.
sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Because the riff is really good, and that little like little drum breakdown they do is cool.
Oh, that is
The
cool. I like
particular sound they have on the piano, like however they record that piano to make it sound like that, kind of like, I don't even know, sounds like it's in a cylinder to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I like that sound. That's good.
I always have like the childhood memories of the song, so I'm never going to hate this song.
Right.
It's always going to be like the fun song from when we were kids. So
Yeah, I think the only person who could really hate this song is John Lennon.
probably.
He did not care for it. Shocker of shockers.
Shot. He's like, this is stupid.
Who can blame him? He's
I'm
out
going to
here
write
like
Bungalow Bill.
bearing his soul on this album, like we mentioned last time.
Yeah.
And then he comes in like, I got a birthday song. Like,
That is like this song does stand out in that regard.
right.
That's
You know.
the first song. They always put like it seems on both of these sides. They start with USSR and Birthday. They're kind of the same.
Mm.
They have the same kind of vibe, like musically. Now they're not both birthday songs, but they're both like riff heavy, heavier rocker songs from Paul. One is better than
That are
the other.
silly, yeah.
And they're both very silly. Not to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you wonder, like, will the rest of the album kind of follow, or the rest of the album follow the flow of the first one? We shall see.
It might.
It might.
So let's go on now to track number 2, and that is Your Blues. Your Blues. I think that's like so different from anything on any album.
Yeah.
up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, they never did a straight up blues song.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And I know this is kind of like him, like, taking a bit of the piss out of blues music and the blues revival or whatever,
Yeah.
like Cream or whatever.
But
But,
he did a good job.
yeah. I mean, it's like, well, that just hits the nail right on the head.
I will say that I prefer the version on the Rock and Roll Circus,
Me
and
too.
Keith Richards, in particular,
Yeah,
on the bass is a lot better than Paul on the bass here.
yeah. And Eric's solo
Yeah,
on there was great.
exactly.
But,
I don't know. I do like how, because, you know, like you said, it's like a sort of parody of blues songs, and he's just straight up like, wanna die, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's like, yeah, I've really got the blues.
Right,
Right.
like, saying what they're trying to say, just like,
Yeah.
honestly, in a way.
Yeah.
Right. It's a clever song.
Yeah.
I like that song a lot.
Me too. I mean, I've related.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just like, if it's cathartic in a way when you're like, I want to,
Like, just say it.
You
That's
know.
it. It's just that
and
simple.
someone on the record is saying exactly that, and you're, well,
Yeah.
that's lonely now.
It's kind of funny
Yeah.
to listen to it now, where I don't actively want to die all the time. Mostly
all the
just
time.
passively want to die sometimes. And,
Okay,
I'm like
bragging
that.
over here.
you know, so it's funny to hear it now and remember how strongly I was like, this is a jam and an anthem, isn't it? Like, back in my early 20s, being like, yes.
Yeah,
And now it's like, well, I don't feel like that right now.
right. Yeah, I mean, I also like the line where it's like, I even hate my rock and roll or whatever. Because it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
also I love that. I
It'd be
feel
like that.
just like Dylan's Mr. Jones.
yeah.
I like that line a lot.
'Cause you know what he's feeling? Because
like,
like, most of us are like,
that
who
must
is
feel
this?
awful.
Yeah, it's really bad. I don't want to be here at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones does sound like a very unpleasant man.
Yeah.
He's very. We'll get to that one day.
Yeah, I've never really thought much of that song.
Really?
I don't skip it or anything, but
To be fair, we've watched the Rock and Roll Circus a million trillion times, and I didn't think anything of it until I watched it on there a
Yeah.
million trillion times.
Yeah. You blues, John. You blues.
I mean, I listen to the Rock and Roll version, Rock and Roll Circus version more often,
Yeah.
just because I think Keith and Eric did a better job.
Yeah.
And
Mitchell's on
Like,
the
no
drums.
offense, but the Dirty Mac kind of went off.
Yeah,
And
they
they
did.
should have been a band, but whatever.
Yeah.
well, I think they better did, like, because those guys actually were part of the whole blues revival thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so with that, like, the real blues sound, it sort of,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know,
That's
it's
true.
more of
You
what
picked the
he had
right
in his
guys.
mind, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith Richards on bass is doing a blues song is always going to be better than Paul McCartney on bass doing a blues song, because Keith Richards can play the blues
Yeah.
really well.
He's got.
He's just
he's a
that
blues
guy.
guy, yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
It's
so,
all he knows. He's not versatile like Paul McCartney.
Yeah. It's one of the few times I prefer a live track or whatever. But
Yep.
All right. So let's move it right along. Up next is Mother Nature's Son. Now that's a good one.
yeah.
Mother
I like that
Nature's
one.
Son.
We should be outside in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
singing
that'd
this
be a good
song.
hiking song.
Ooh,
There you go.
you're right.
Mhm.
I don't like hiking, but yeah.
But that would make it fun.
If you liked hiking,
Highly enjoy it. It's not my favorite, but I think they could get me walking.
I like all the elements of that song though. The guitar. I was actually looking at how to play that song today,
yeah.
Oh, really?
and I always like I like the way it ends with that Mother Nature's Son, and it ends on a. You would the way you know songs usually go. You would think it would end on a D chord, but it ends on a D7,
Yeah.
and that I don't know. It was nice to like. I just always liked the way that Mother
Yeah.
Nature's Son. I was like, why
Yeah.
do I like the way that sounds so much when it ends?
Sound good.
And it
Special.
ends, it ends different from how you would think it does.
So you think you could play the song, or?
Yeah, I can play that song.
I like the
Well.
French horn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think French horn's really good on that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
French
everything-
horn is very good.
We need more French horn. Sorry.
Pretty much.
I got a
Always
fever.
comes through with the French horn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a good all-around goodie. If you
Yeah.
don't like that song,
Yeah.
you might not be alive.
It's funny because like I forgot that there was a horn section in that song
Yeah.
until maybe a couple years ago. I was on drugs and I listened to it and I heard it and I immediately started crying. I was like, "What? I forgot. It's so pretty."
Yeah.
That's a pretty song.
Yes.
Which it's one of, there's a lot of, I can't remember what all we said, but like,
I will.
Julia, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
Martha, my dear. There's just a lot of,
Yeah. It's funny because
there's a lot of like,
I wonder if I don't know, of course, what people think besides my own opinion or the perception of the album. It might be perceived as dark than some of their, especially like
I
Sgt.
think so.
Pepper, but like
I think
it
it's
is
an
quite
edgier.
light and airy.
Yeah.
You know, there's really soft moments on here.
yeah, well, it's like,
He wrote a song about his dog.
He has feelings.
Yes.
it's like we were talking about last week, though, with, you know, Paul saying, that's what's cool about the White Album, is there's so much stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what's cool about it.
It's almost
It's
like,
it's almost hard to, you know, you can't really say, oh, you know, it's dark. It's like, well, no, it's not really.
yeah, it's like almost
heavy,
like
it's
if you
like-
want to be like kind of like fake or too deep about it, you can be like it's kind of like a person, you know. Most people just kind of normal on the outside, whatever, but inside there's multitudes.
You know what it's
I
like?
contain
What?
multitudes.
Yeah,
I am.
It's like an ogre.
yeah.
It has layers.
It has
Yeah.
many layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of these by now, and I think last week was the only time me and Megan couldn't stop talking about the album that we've heard a million times.
Really? I guess.
I mean, when we got home, we were still talking about it.
I guess so.
Like,
it's-
for like at least a couple hours, we were still talking.
Yeah, I like this album a lot.
Yeah,
Well, there really is something for everyone.
it's really
Right.
their
On
most
here.
interesting.
Yeah.
And it's because of songs like this one.
I think it's their most human album.
Yeah, and it's funny because everyone's like, well, they weren't working together and they were all separated and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
do
but
that.
that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
They're not forcing each other into corners that they don't want to be in.
Well, they're not trying, their image is that they all work together. They're not working within that image anymore.
They can do whatever they
It's
want.
real or whatever.
This is really the sound of the Beatles being free.
Yeah. Hashtag free Beatles.
And now, this is a great example of what we were talking about. Because the next track is Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except Me and My Monkey. But yeah, that illustrates really well what we were just talking about. Because you go from a really soft, very structured song like Mother Nature's Son to just chaos.
Right.
Chaos,
Controlled
on
chaos.
record.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely an underrated track. I don't even know if it's underrated. It's just an underloved track. I mean, I don't know if it deserves more than it gets, but I kind of like
I
it.
really like this song.
I mean,
I listen to it a lot.
I listen to it a little bit more than I used to, but not a lot.
And it's just always like, oh yeah, I like that one. Oh yeah. So, I'm going to click it.
I
I'm
have
going to play
like
this one again.
I have an anecdote about this song, and I don't really want to talk about it, but I will. So I'll never have to talk about it
Yeah, now
again.
you have to.
Okay, when I was 18 and really dumb, my mom made a Ouija board, and I was really obsessed with Brian Jones at the time, and if you don't know, he did. So I was like, I'm just gonna see what happens. And then I used it, and then it was like, I'm Brian Jones, and I was like, oh my god. And so I asked it what its favorite Beatles song was,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it said it was this one, but I
that
don't
could
know.
have been true. I don't
maybe
know.
it was his favorite Beatles song.
Was he not dead?
He died the next summer.
He
Yeah.
died in 69.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was July
like
3rd.
July 3rd, 1969. But, yeah. So that song kind of reminds me of that because I hadn't really even thought about the song up to that point, really.
Yeah.
And I listened to it a bit more after that. And I like it.
Yeah, I forgot
like it
all
now.
about that.
I feel like this is like an under, you know, like when you, I mean, people say the heaviest song on here is Helter Skelter, and they're probably
They're
right.
alright.
But that's in the conversation.
Yeah, that's
You
but
know.
definitely,
Yeah, that bass
Oh,
breakdown. Boy.
I
That's
see
good.
people on Beatles Stan Twitter make fun of this one quite a bit. But they're also like 18, 19
Yeah.
years old. At most 22.
Right. You can make fun of it if you want. I mean, it's not like it's just things Maharishi said or whatever. It's not
Yeah.
like serious, but
I don't remember what was going on in the episode, but it was an episode of Rocco's Modern Life,
yeah.
and he didn't want Heifer to see something on his hand, so he put a monkey puppet over it.
Yeah.
And Heifer's like, "Oh, what's going on, Rocco?" He's like, "Nothing. Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey."
That is such a Gen X humor. And it's.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, a Beatles reference. So funny.
Yeah.
Did they make a reference to that song in the Powerpuff Girls Beat Halls episode?
They probably
You'd
did.
think they would, 'cause
did,
Mojo
they
Jojo
did,
was a
they
monkey.
Did, they did when I'm pretty sure it's when he meets the Yoko monkey and she's just walking down the street, or is it
At some point they do. I
at
don't
some
remember.
point? I think it's I don't remember.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you when, but I'm sure they did. They got them all in there. In
Her
that
name was
episode.
I
Kyoko.
thought it was Ono
Kyoko?
Go Go.
No, that's her kid's name. I don't know what her name was.
She.
Coco.
Wasn't it Ono Go Go?
I can't
No,
remember.
I've got it on tape.
Gotta
I'll
whip
rewatch
out the
it.
tape again. I don't remember. I don't know.
Our one listener, please leave a comment saying what Mojo Jojo's Yoko Ono girlfriend's name was.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
I think it was Ono Go Go.
I think it was.
Coco.
That was her real name.
There's so many.
Oh, that was the monkey's real name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, up next is Sexy Sadie.
Ooh, Sadie.
I'm getting sexy. I'll just start off and say, I think that might be my favorite song on the whole disc 1 or disc 2.
Oh my god.
Why? Explain yourself.
I'll tell you exactly why. It's because of that. However big you think you are. I really like that.
I like his vocals.
Yeah.
In this song.
Yeah.
Yet another John Lennon diss track.
Yeah.
He's
It's funny
pro.
that he had that song before that was just stuff that Maharishi said, and then it's all like, the next track is like, who do you even think you are?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
real
know you wrote the
heads.
song of the stuff I said.
Yeah,
Real
you gotta
heads
explain
will
it.
know that Sexy Sadie was originally called Maharishi.
Yeah, right.
And it was basically the exact same lyrics,
Mhm.
except for Maharishi instead of Sexy Sadie.
And they're like, how about don't? And he's like,
Yeah. I think it was George who was like,
Yeah.
that's not fair.
Yeah.
Because George was the one who was most into,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Right.
I
Which
mean,
it isn't
it is
fair.
kind of disrespectful to put his name out there like that.
Yeah.
You're just gonna cause trouble you don't want attention to. Just it's
Right.
better as a
You don't-
different.
You don't want a man with Maharishi's mystical powers coming after you.
That's true. Yeah,
I think even better is just like, don't even say his name. It's not worth it. If he doesn't mean anything to you anymore,
Yeah.
you're that done with him. Don't even say his name.
and he kind of was, and then I think it's the best way to handle a situation like that,
Yeah.
where you just
Plus,
keep
now we
their
can
name
point
out
to
your
all
mouth.
our friends named Sadie. I'm just-
now everyone can name their dog Sadie, and be like, "Is that like the Beatles song?"
Is that she sexy?
I've met 3 Sadies. Yeah, they were sexy.
Yeah. I like the song. I mean,
Yeah. It's another good one
I wouldn't
that
say
I
it's
like.
my favorite, but
It's
You can
funny
say what
because
you want.
I felt like last week I liked part 1 better.
mm,
Now this week I'm like, I think I like part 2 better. You know, because I'm not complaining half as much as I
yeah.
did last week because it doesn't have
Obla-dee, obla-da.
or Bungalow Bill or whatever, and all these songs are really
Man,
good.
Bungalow Bill is fine.
It don't
Yeah.
have Piggies.
That's true.
Piggies.
Piggies is
Piggy, Piggies is a downer.
Piggies is pretty bad.
Yeah, this side has Savoy truffle.
Yeah.
Is that nice?
Yeah, I always, whenever, I put this on in the car, I always, it's like, disc 1 or disc 2.
Yeah.
And it's-
Exactly. Maybe that
They're
decision
kind of-
will be easier from now on.
They're kind of
Maybe.
effed up for doing that to us fans. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to pick.
Like, why are you putting... What's on part 1? Why are you putting While My Guitar Gently Weeps and Rocky Raccoon on a different side from all these, like, long? They could just be together.
Yeah.
Just put all the songs I don't like on one side.
Make your own.
Okay.
Well, again, it's like with divorced parents. It's like, no, you can't take him out for ice cream. I'm taking him out. You got to split them up.
That's true.
You know.
I mean,
Just make a playlist nowadays, but
yeah,
Well,
true.
yeah.
You know, now you can pretend like those songs don't exist if you want to,
yeah.
unless you're us.
No.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
All right. Up next, we have the birth of heavy metal music. Maybe. Kind of. A little bit. It is Helter Skelter. Okay. As we all know, that song is about how in the upcoming race war... No, I'm kidding. That's,
Yeah.
It's a
We're not-
lie.
I was thinking about, like, okay, English people pretty well know what a helter skelter is.
Yeah.
We don't use that word. And imagine them being like, oh wow, it's the first time on a playground, then it comes on, you know? They're like, oh. You know. So
Right.
it's probably, in their minds, a very innocent word. In our minds, it's been destroyed
Oh,
by
yeah.
the Manson.
I was about to say, yeah, isn't that the Manson song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, like, spoke to him or whatever. That's what I thought.
An
Right.
iconic song.
but, his dumbass misspelled it, so it's not even really the same thing.
It's completely different Helter.
Right.
How did he spell it?
He put an A in Skelter. Skealter.
Ew, Skelter.
What a moron.
Yeah,
Skelter?
he wasn't the brightest.
It wasn't him. It was one of
He
his
is
dumb
not
Oh,
dumb
wow.
followers. Worse, it wasn't even him.
Yeah.
Of course, that's how you get them. Uneducated,
Yes.
desperate,
Straight out, like, middle
on
school.
drugs.
I'm just kidding. But yeah. Yeah. This song's strange. I like it. I love this song.
Mm-hmm,
Very much. But
Yeah, no, it's...
it's
That's a good song, yes, I agree.
it's just strange to be like, this song?
It's one of those
Yeah.
songs
I mean, it's-
that we encounter where, like, it's too popular to even talk about.
Yeah.
I can't
It's-
even think about the song. It's way too popular.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy to think this is the same band that sang Love Me Do.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
funny.
You know?
That's true. I mean,
This is the She Loves You fellas.
Yeah.
you know?
yeah.
And
That
it's
must
been
have
what,
weird
like...
for parents? Like, yeah, I'll get you the new Beatles. I haven't actually listened to them ever
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like years.
I love the lyrics. I love his
Yeah.
vocals. But
Yeah.
this song gave me a really intense acid flashback once.
I bet.
It was just like, gunk, when it came on, and then lasts for like 30 minutes. It
He
was-
did it at our concert.
Yeah, and he played it at the concert, and I was
Really?
like,
Yes.
yes.
Was that thrilling?
Yeah, I was like, woo!
I wanted to go so bad.
I'm
I know.
so
I wish
sorry.
you had gone.
You should have told me.
You should have been like, hey.
No, what I was going to do was show up in my Papa John's
you should have
uniform.
done that.
And then, because I looked up what, like, the concessions, like, manager's name was. I was going to be like, hey, I got these for Jeff.
Yeah.
And they just let me in,
Yeah.
ditch the uniform, blend into the crowd.
Wow.
You
so
should have
James
done it.
Bond-
And I forgot
James
what
Bond
day the
had that.
concert was.
Oh.
How could you forget? It was Thursday,
'Cause I didn't have
May
tickets.
31st,
Right.
2019.
Write it down, dude.
next time.
If he comes back.
If
Yeah. I
he's
wish
probably like living during this coronavirus, just like
You had so
I
much
don't
time
have
on
to
my
leave
hands.
my house.
Right.
Because he
Nah.
looked tired
He has to
at
be
the
tired.
end. Like that, at the end of that, he would like go on Jimmy Fallon or whatever he'd do. He was like, oh man, that aged him. He was tired. And
Yeah.
he just rides in his private jet, but like, he was tired.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
he's
looks a
well
lot
rested
better.
now.
It's like a 2.5
nowadays.
hour show.
Yeah, he plays. It was literally
It's
2.5 hours. I was like 2 hours in, like,
But we're gonna do another one. Really?
oh my god, there's an encore coming. Oh jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, so they did this song live, and it was good, you know.
Yeah.
But I love this song, so it's one of my favorites on the album, I'd say.
And it's also something everyone says about the song. But, Paul, they're like, well, he just writes, sappy love songs.
There you go.
Yeah.
But he wrote Helter Skelter.
Like, where's the granny music now?
Yeah.
That
He's
would
versatile.
kill your granny if
Right.
she heard it.
Songs that'll kill your granny. This one.
I'm gonna make a whole playlist.
Oh, that's a good playlist.
Kill your granny music.
Yeah.
That's
Kill
that's
your
our first
granny.
album.
Spotify,
Okay.
radio.
I don't think we're hardcore enough, but we're gonna try.
No, we'll do.
I mean, for the
What's
holiday one,
funny
too.
is, like, now,
True.
well, especially not now, but after this, I think every band had to have a hard rock song,
Oh yeah.
regardless of what kind of music they made for a while. Like, we heard that Victor from the Blondie
Oh,
Yeah,
today,
we
and this
did.
is obviously their Helter Skelter moment,
Yeah.
where they're like, we're dark and heavy.
And it's like, obviously, there had been, like, there was not, like, metal music yet,
No.
but there had been songs before this one
Oh yeah.
that, had been sort of the proto-metal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to think the most popular band in the world doing a song like that.
It's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
have a huge influence.
I mean, I've listened and I've thought, it was like, they just, Led Zeppelin's heavy, but they aren't like smashing around like this song is.
Yeah.
There's
Their
a
first
rubber
album.
duck.
Yeah, there's like a doggy toy. It sounds like a dog in the song. But
Yeah, like, it's not just heavy. It's got that, like, chaotic, like,
yeah.
just loud for loudness' sake.
Well, wasn't he trying to outdo the Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For I Can See for Miles, which is not that heavy.
Right.
Well, it's mixed really bad. I
That's
think.
I've heard differing accounts of which Who song was.
Either way, there is
Yeah.
no Who song that
at
had
the
been out
time.
yet.
Yeah.
Because I think their songs were mixed really bad though.
Yeah, they had.
They had
that
Kit
pretty-
Lambert doing their mixing, I
Yeah.
think, and
Kid.
yeah, and
I
he's
don't
just
know.
not
He's
very
not a
talented.
producer.
He's just a guy who wanted to be Brian Epstein,
Mm-hmm.
So their songs are very badly mixed until they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Then they sound great.
Man, being
Yeah.
Brian Epstein was probably a pretty sweet gig.
Oh yeah,
You get all that Beatles money, but you don't have to come up with anything.
you just sell it and make sure everything goes well. I'm sure it was hard, but he's gonna be famous forever.
Yeah.
As long as they're
Listen.
famous, he'll be famous.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Up next, we get to the first George song on this side of the record. And it is the complete opposite of Helter Skelter. And it's called Long, Long, Long. That song is always, since I was a kid, especially that like wail at the end,
Yeah.
it just always makes me think of a ghost.
Yeah.
It's a ghostly song.
Yeah.
This is one I forgot about this song until I was like 20 or something. And then I heard it again. I was like, oh my god. So I had it on a CD and I'd play it in my car on the way to work at night. And I was also on a lot of drugs back then. And every time it would start, I'd be like, and I have to skip it. I still have to like refrain from skipping it still, even though it doesn't scare me anymore. But I was like, this part's haunted. I hate it. But I love this song.
It is funny because it's like, why?
I know it's them just going.
It's like they couldn't. It's funny. The song sounds like it's not finished. Like they go really hard, and then like that last verse, it's just the same kind of thing over and over until it fades out into nothing, and then wailing. It's like you couldn't think of anything, and they're like, no, that's it.
We
We're
don't
done.
care. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, come on. It's like, I put all my energy into while my guitar gently weeps. I don't have much left for this one.
Well,
But it's because it's such a good song, right?
yeah.
Until it's like that last verse where he's just saying, I love you, I want you, blah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like, okay, you already said that like a bunch of times. And he's like giving up, and then he really gives up. I really like the song, but
John
it's funny
got a
how
hold
it
of the
plays out.
song at the end. I don't know. I'm just kidding. That's like a
He's
hint
just
thing.
like,
but,
I'm done.
but as far as like, you know, I know it's a spiritual love song. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
it's about God, obviously.
But even then, the lyrics are so
yeah,
deep
he's
in
such
that way.
a mood.
Isn't it?
He has such an aesthetic.
The bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really like that song,
Yeah.
but it is not finished.
Yeah.
But I like it
That's
anyway.
okay.
But it's like we were saying earlier. I mean, Mother Nature's son. Everybody's got something on it. Sexy Sadie, Helter Skelter. Then long, like you start to get whiplash from this album. Like
a little
it's,
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
it's just up
probably.
and down. you
Yeah.
know. But in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? They're like, what are we gonna bombard you and then bore you? Like, no, we'll just mix it up. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of
Because if
the...
these songs, these slow songs, were all in succession, you'd be like,
You would get so bored.
yeah.
Because some albums do that. They'll be like, okay, 3 slow songs in a row, and you're like, please no.
Yeah.
At the end of the album.
Yeah, right at the end of the
Okay.
album, and then we end it on the slowest, saddest song, and then you cry, and then we leave.
Right.
Although they did kind of do that with this album.
A little
Okay,
bit.
but that's the best song.
This is my favorite song on.
Long, long, long.
It's, yeah, one of my favorite songs. Like, personally, I don't think it's the best song, but it's
Yeah.
like my song.
Yeah.
This is my jam. So,
Okay, so his is
Sexy Sadie.
Sexy Sadie. Yours is Long, Long, Long.
Yeah.
Mine has not come on yet.
Yeah.
Rachel, has yours come on yet?
Mine's on the first album.
Okay, but on this,
This one,
it hasn't come
what's
on
yours
yet.
on the first one?
I have Ubadi, that one.
Oh my god!
You should have been here last week. We talked so much
I love
shit
that
about that song.
I love that song.
We found one!
There she
We
is.
love you.
Like, who is the person? She's sitting with us this week.
Yay! I'm glad I can be a special guest.
Yes, very special.
Special.
All right, coming up next on the Beatles, it's Revolution 1. All right. So Revolution 1, it's obviously not as famous as
No.
the single version,
No.
the one they play on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I prefer the
The
I
fast
prefer
one.
the radio edit.
Yeah, I do too. I mean,
Because I mean, it's
for
really
me to
it's
poop on. I'm just kidding. But,
it's just it's the same song except slower.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I get, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just one of those. It's like, it's so blasé
Right.
at this point. I don't like.
I imagine. I mean, I know the song offended a lot of people
Yeah.
at the time. But at the same time, I listen and I'm like, he was a little right. If he's talking about, like, say, like, the communist movements and France and all that, like, it was fine. But also, a lot of these people were kind of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, that's
Right.
kind of like today.
Yeah.
A lot of people in their communist movements nowadays are ding dongs. Was Stalin even that bad because he was a communist? It's like,
Right.
they'll say stuff like that, and you're like,
Right.
come on, just because they're communist doesn't mean they're
Right.
nice.
I like, watching the movie La Chinoise, and this is definitely the type of person he's singing about here.
Yeah.
And they're just like have pictures of Mao Zedong on their walls and
Yeah.
everything, and you're like, and they're all stupid. And he kind of,
It's like, the people you see today who, like, get a Che Guevara shirt from Hot Topic.
Right.
It's like, yeah, he would murder you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I like,
I like the song itself, but it is overplayed,
Yeah.
and it's one of those, well, I associate it with, like, the Ron Paul era. This was the theme song for those people, because they love they love the Constitution. So
Yeah.
they love that you think you're going to change the Constitution or whatever.
Yeah, I guess, like, as far as, like, his personal message, I get his point of view. But I feel like this song is dangerous in the hands of many people.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, don't be that centrist if you're trying to make a point. Or, like, in the middle of the ground. Like, you can feel how you want. I agree. Like, I think it's better to work on your own mind to better the society. But also, if that
comes
involves...
off libertarian,
if
and
that...
it's very irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like...
Because nobody likes libertarians.
No, no one. This is the libertarian.
American
anthem.
libertarians.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just like, I can understand his point of view that, but also, it's just another song that's like, many people should not have this song. I mean,
Yeah, it's not really, this is his pre-Yoko influence political song.
yeah,
It didn't go well.
yeah,
He needed her
yeah,
to guide him as
Yeah.
far as that goes, because
yeah. It's kind of more of just like we all shut up and take acid or something,
right.
But it's like, it's more complicated than that. But that's also a bit of my point of view in life. Not acid, but like, work on yourself or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
It's like we were talking about earlier that you can't just get involved. You have to evolve.
Evolve, yes.
You have to get involved and evolve.
right.
Once you get involved, you can't just get involved. You have to change.
You have to
Yeah.
change, yeah.
You have to work on
The
yourself.
whole thing about getting involved there is creating change.
Well, it's like just saying Black Lives Matter, and that's it.
What's doing
Yeah.
nothing?
It doesn't do
It's
much
nothing.
Right.
unless you change the way you think and feel about or react to things you see.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree.
You have to
Right.
be more comfortable with yourself in order
Right.
to
Once it opens to
You have
start
to-
evolving,
You have to
open evolve.
challenge yourself.
exactly. How are you going to challenge anything if you can't even challenge yourself?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what this song is saying, and I get that, and
Right.
that's fair.
Right. I think this song has a lot of good points,
But it's
people
some of
are
the parts
dumb.
that are about like the libertarian type people is about like individual, like, okay, well, just focus on you, leave me alone, don't change the Constitution, just blah, that they cling on to that really bug me about the song. But
Yeah.
it's just a song, and I prefer the fast version.
yeah.
Well said.
That's all I have to say.
All right.
Great discussion, guys.
So up next is Honey Pie. See, again, to go back to just the variety on here.
Yeah.
To put like a 1920s type of,
Yeah.
The vaudeville song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Very interesting choice.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
well executed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I appreciate how authentic it sounds.
Yeah.
It's not like a cheap shot at it. It's
Yeah.
like
It
oh,
sounds like it.
Song.
It sounds like it could be a cover.
yeah.
This song brought Rachel to life.
It did.
She
I
was
loved
living.
It. I loved it. It reminded me of Broadway musical, like a number on that. It was really,
Yeah.
it was really cute.
Yeah.
Or those movies we grew up on. The musicals.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I will say that Paul, when he was younger, it's like an anthology. He used to write like because I didn't know I was going to be a rock and roll star, so I'd try to write like musical numbers, like Broadway show tunes, because like I knew I liked writing songs.
That's why he's writing one now.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Right.
And I
So
love
He
the
probably
song.
hadn't
Yeah.
worked. He probably hadn't like worked that part of his brain out in a while, but he's like, I used to do that when I was a kid. I bet I could do that now.
yeah, it's
Even
obvious that
better.
he's well studied
Yeah.
in these songs.
Yeah.
And it's a good story. I like the story and the song. It's
Right.
She went off to be famous and left him behind.
Right.
I like
Kind
that.
of like a Dolly Parton thing.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Kind of like
Poor
that.
Dolly Parton's husband.
Yep. I'm just
Just kidding.
I wish I was poor like that. But yeah, just a
Good
fun, jaunty little tune.
yeah, I really like that
I thought
one.
it was very cute. What's going on my side?
I think that's definitely an underrated
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beatles song that people do not talk about,
No.
and most people go, "Ugh."
Yeah.
You know,
that's
but
Well,
I
because
like
it's
it. I
very, it's very different from anything else. They
Yeah.
don't have another like
It's
1920s vaudeville
Right.
song on
Yes.
any other record.
Yes, they do.
Ooh.
When I'm
What?
64,
It's
It's
close.
not vaudeville.
It's
though.
close.
It's more like Bernstein or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's close.
It's close.
It's
yeah.
got the same vibe.
Yeah.
And your mother should know is kind of like it.
This
Yeah.
is like the
This is his granny music.
That sort of sounds though like a show tune like that through a Beatles filter. This
yeah.
sounds like a true,
That's
like I
right.
said, it sounds like it could be a cover of an old
This
song.
is
It
the
does.
zenith of what he's been trying to do. The
Yeah,
last couple
and
albums.
then he gives up after this. He's like, I did it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Now he goes
Got
back
out
doing
of
his
the
own
system.
rock and roll way
Right.
or whatever. But
And then people pay it dirt.
Mm.
He finally did it.
well, people who are here for rock and roll are not here for that, except for Rachel.
Except for Rachel.
That's not my fault. You can blame my grandmother.
Granny.
She got me into musicals and Broadway.
I mean, I like musicals.
Yes.
But, you know.
Okay. Well, speaking of rock and roll, up next it is Savoy Truffle. Funny story about that one. When I was a kid, as kids do, I was super into the Beatles. And, he mentions tangerines. So I was like, Mom, will you buy me some tangerines?
Oh.
And she did. And
You didn't like him.
I ate one, but I've never liked eating oranges. I don't
What?
know. It's
They're
not my
good.
thing.
That's
We go
what's
for a
wrong
good
with
orange
you.
right now.
I know.
Nice juicy cold.
But it's a funny song because
Yeah.
it's a song about don't eat candy.
Well,
Yeah.
but then I asked her to make me some coconut fudge,
And she did.
and I learned that I hate coconut.
Oh.
So,
Interesting story.
it's just a little kid thing, like, the Beatles said a thing. I need that thing.
Yeah.
We were silly.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
That was
never-
innocent though. I want the tangerine.
Right.
It's like, Mom, I need you to buy me an expensive bag of fruit that I'm going to wind up not liking because a 40-year-old song mentioned it. Please.
She probably hoped you would. He's asking for fruit.
Are you
I used to eat apples. I don't
Yeah. Used to. But, yeah, I like this song. I mean,
It's a silly song about don't eat candy. It's bad for you.
Yeah, I
Which
like
is
that.
so funny.
Some of the
'cause-
lines sound like a bit like romantic or whatever about how you feel about candy, like it's gonna take away your blues or whatever, stuff like
I
that.
had candy earlier. I did that. Effective.
Well, George Harrison says no more.
Well,
It is
He
bad
does not.
for you.
He's dead
It's
now,
bad
so-
for your
You
teeth,
think
and
he
it's bad
was-
for
Hey.
your body.
Who's still here?
exactly. Who's still eating
Someone who
candy?
ate candy today, or a dead guy?
Yeah,
A dead guy who was born a long time ago.
you know he ate
That
all
ate
that
candy and
stuff.
died.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
But it's just so funny because it's just like, what are you preaching about? Like, you are what you
He's making fun
eat.
of Eric Clapton, who was obsessed with sweets.
Well, he's still here.
Yeah,
He's like, joke's on you.
like Eric
As he's
was,
eating a brownie.
he was like
I
a
outlived
sugar
you
addict.
by
But
at least 20
it's
years.
really about it'll mess up your teeth. You'll have to have them all pulled out.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So how are Eric Clapton's teeth?
it don't matter because he could afford new ones.
I think
Yeah.
he does have fake teeth.
I'm sure he has dentures.
I'm sure there's
I'm
a lot
pretty
of
sure.
He was a junkie.
Yeah.
Of course he has dentures.
Yeah, I think he
Duh.
did have tooth problems. If I'm not making that
All
up.
those guys
Just a
do.
junkie eating candy all day. Yeah,
Junkie eating
his
junk food.
His teeth are gone.
his
Smoking
teeth were probably messed up.
bunches of cigarettes, drinking
A
loads
lot
of alcohol. Yeah.
That just reminds you of an episode of Law and Order: Criminal Intent. They get this meth head into the interrogation room, and he's peeling a tangerine, And he says to him, "You want a piece?" And the guy goes, "I only eat candy."
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Like that, what was it? That thing, the screenshot I showed you yesterday. It was so funny.
I don't remember.
It
at
was
all.
like, I'm in Burger King, but I'm not eating. Why? I'm really high. Don't you get the munchies? I
Oh.
smoke meth.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story with Savoy truffle is,
Brush your teeth.
yeah, brush. If you're eating a lot of candy, brush them sluts. You know.
Do like Brick Heck did, and just take a bite and brush. Take
Yeah.
another bite and brush.
That's so funny.
It's like eating mint chocolate, but let's move on.
Ew.
That kind of is good to brush your teeth right after you eat some chocolate.
Never done that.
If you have the right kind of toothpaste, then it tastes like an Andes mint.
No one likes Andes mints.
I do.
I haven't had one in
do.
so long.
That was like, I went to Olive Garden in hopes that I would get
Yeah, it's like,
that
yeah,
from my mom's. 'Cause she would
I've
be
never
sure.
had.
get these
one.
crappy breadsticks out of my face.
Give it to Andy.
Bring me some Andes mints.
Maybe I
Maybe we
should
could-
try one.
While you're at it,
Are those
like
those
mint
kind
now.
of soft ones?
York.
Oh, then
the
I do
soft
like this.
ones,
Yeah.
They're the-
It's
they're
like
the-
chocolate layers with green in the middle.
Yeah,
with
the
layers
brown
of-
and green.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
It's
try
striped
this.
candy fun.
Yeah.
I gotta try this.
Okay. Up next is Cry, Baby Cry.
I love that song.
Yeah, that song and Sexy Sadie are why I oftentimes will be like, disc 2 when I'm picking between
Yeah,
them.
I like that one too a lot. We listen to it
I play it in
a
the car
lot.
all the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the little ditty at the end.
Yeah.
That's what you do with an unfinished song. You just tack it at the end of someone else's song
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
say, "There you go, have fun."
I really like that part though.
Me
I wish he'd done something with that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, what else can you do?
I don't know. It does make for just just think,
Yeah.
oh, the song's over.
no, it's
Wrong. Wrong. Here comes like 12 seconds of just something
not.
else.
But he was good at that.
Yeah.
Just 12 seconds of song or maybe a minute.
Gemini
just would
problems.
Put it somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this song. I mean, I just like it's obviously feels rock and roll, but at the same time it's very like Victorian. Like
yeah.
It has a accordion,
yeah.
Yeah.
so
And-
that's interesting.
Just the imagery of it, and like you're not ever really sure what it's about, but it's telling a story that you can kind of like grasp onto or whatever.
I like the piano clinking in the middle.
Yeah,
That's very good. I like that.
it's a great song.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that when just the guitar riff comes in, That,
Oh yeah.
because
Right.
it seems almost out of place, but it fits so well.
Yeah.
That it's like, I'm into it.
Yeah, it's like a whole
Yeah.
little world. This song to me. I like it. It's
You
cozy,
could like
but
make
sad.
a whole thing just based on this song.
Yeah.
No, it really
Watch
does
me.
have,
It's-
like you said, imagery.
Yeah.
It evokes images.
Yeah.
And it's a very underrated song.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, what else is there to say?
I don't know. It's
Okay. Coming up next is the moment that probably everyone looks forward to when they listen to this album. It is Revolution 9.
Swans is
Alright.
better.
Wow, right out the game.
That song is long and unpleasant.
And intense. It's very intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great fun, but it's
It's
Good.
definitely different from anything they've done up to this point.
yeah. I mean,
Like, I wouldn't hear that song and think, oh, it's a Beatles song. Not at all.
I guess so. I mean,
I was thinking
it's more of
though,
a Yoko Ono song,
Yeah.
you know.
It's kind of, yeah.
It's her song.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
it makes complete, yeah.
Right.
I was thinking though while we were listening to it, like in 1968, this comes out. You don't know what's on it at all. It hasn't been around, your whole life.
You're right.
It's brand new, and you're like, dude, let's drop acid and listen to the new Beatles record. And it
Right.
gets to this, like, are we insane?
Right. Like, okay, Sergeant Pepper's was like a pleasant gift to
Yeah.
trippers. This is like a nightmare.
Like, this
Yeah.
sends you down a deep,
This
like,
is-
dark hole of
This is like after they'd stopped taking LSD, so it's like, oh, psych, you know.
Right. Y'all need to quit too. This better be your last time. But like,
Is there significance with the number 9 in this song? Like,
Yes,
does it
actually.
explain, like, why
John
it's repeated
Lennon-
number 9.
John Lennon was sort of obsessed with the number 9.
Okay.
he's born on the 9th.
Yeah.
Of October.
He's a Libra. makes
It's
sense.
just something that's come up with like interviews I've seen with him. He just talked about the significance of like 9 in
I
his
bet
life.
his numerology number is like 4 or something.
No, he did say that like his numerology. He said his numerology number was 3,
I'm a
but
Yeah.
that's a divisible of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the root.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
He's
supposed,
like-
you're supposed to be paired well. Like 3s are paired with 6 and 9s.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
I never figure out what mine is.
Yeah, I'm a 3. We're
I'm
the
not-
entertainers.
I don't.
I was
remember.
surprised. I always thought that number 9. I thought that was John, but it was apparently just some recording that was
Oh,
in
wow.
the library,
Wow. Yeah, most of these are John, but guess not that one.
which makes it even stranger that because I mean, clear as day when you play it backwards, it says "Turn me on, dead man."
Yeah.
But you know, so I always thought they did that on purpose, but it's like no, that's just a coincidence.
Right. I feel like though, if I heard this in 1968, I'd be like, you know what? This is the kind of year we're having, so it's like the soundtrack to
The song of
1968. Yeah, for me, like it's like, yeah, this is basically what happened.
That is Revolution 9 is the theme song to 2020.
Mhm.
That's like COVID-19 as a song.
Poor Stephanie was suffering through the whole thing.
I don't
It
I think
that
to you
song
it
is
sounds like what a
creepy.
panic attack is.
This
It's
is-
creepy,
Like, legit.
but
it-
it's not Hamburger Lady creepy.
No.
which I will never.
Oh,
I've never heard Hamburger
Listen
Lady, and
to.
I don't even know if I want to hear that. Because
No,
I'm scared.
I
All
will.
give me looks of like,
I will
That,
never.
Ooh.
No, I will never listen. To
that
Hamburger
reminds
Lady.
me.
Well, what was
I
the
went
Hamburger
to-
Y'all
Lady?
have fun.
I went to Pizza Hut
In
once
New
with Grandma and Papa, and we were sitting there waiting on the pizza, and Papa's like, "Well, here's a quarter. Go play something on the jukebox." And they had the White Album. That was the only Beatles music they had was the White Album. And I wanted to listen to Revolution 1,
Yeah,
but I accidentally selected
the 9.
Revolution 9.
yeah.
And so everyone just sat in Pizza Hut as
You're a-
Revolution 9
It's
played.
just like either be like this or shit. Like, so glad
Yeah.
we came out for dinner.
I remember as a kid being like, "Oh, there's another one." Being like, "Revolution 1." There's another one. Being like, "Oh my god!"
I must have had a panic attack that I don't remember
Yeah, I'm
because
sure
that
you
song
did.
induces
It
panic.
was like it was
in
almost
me.
triggering you almost.
Yes,
like,
it triggers
yeah.
the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I must have blocked out. I think I did have like I don't remember, but I'm
You-
pretty sure I had a
you
really
freaked out.
bad
Yeah,
panic attack. To
I remember
this
you
song
did
as a
in
child.
this very room, but
Yeah, I
It's
don't
in
like
this very room.
yeah,
It makes me
Ooh.
sweat. It makes me tremble. It makes me cry.
I
I,
mean,
don't like it.
for
I
me-
panic.
It's very eerie.
it reminds me a bit of having psychosis or
Mhm.
whatever, but I think having psychosis is worse than this song, even though this is more intense than any psychosis I've had or whatever.
I remember the last time I listened to this song, you played it for me because you were like, you just have to do this. You
Yeah.
have to face this song. It's been 20-something years. You need to face
It's
this
just
song.
a song.
And I cried.
Yeah.
I was not happy. I don't like
Did it
this
affect you a
song.
while afterwards?
Yes,
Oh,
it
lingered?
did. Yes, I don't like this
I
song.
Oh.
feel like it's a very lingering song too, for like negatively.
Mm,
You remember it, like you'll have little beats, pieces of
We
Hamburger Lady,
ooh,
man.
there was one time it came on in my sleep on the iPod.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you meant like you dreamed it, because that happened to me once. I
Yeah.
just that just played in my dream
No,
once,
like
Wow.
in a nightmare. Go figure.
I don't know. I kind of like music like this. You know
Yeah, I
that.
don't like swans.
I like swans.
I don't
all
like
that
this
stuff.
kind of music.
But
If you play swans for me,
I don't
Nope, 'cause
like
it
this
sounds-
kind of music.
yeah.
That kind of music
It sounds like
gives
Revolution
me a
Nine.
panic
Yeah,
attack.
and it was like people nowadays they do try to be like, what do they matter? And it's like then they'll be like, swans is the best thing that's ever happened. It's like
swans is
you
Revolution
owe
number 9.
everything to this song. you know,
Plus, no, Swans
like
is not the best
boards
thing
of
to ever
Canada,
happen.
blah
No,
blah blah. And it's like,
no.
hey,
I don't know
they're
what
pretty great.
Swans is.
They're like a
They just only do stuff like that.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So somebody I'll never listen
Yeah,
to.
that sounds.
No, but you
Well,
know,
that a whole
no.
album of this would just be boring.
Well,
No,
the thing is,
theirs
Swans.
isn't boring.
I'll give it to Swans. It's like this,
done
but
well.
interesting.
Yeah, they do it a lot better than this song.
Okay.
But
This is obviously the prototype, and Swans is like, let's do it better.
What if
Yeah.
we made it good?
Yeah.
right,
I mean, I can tolerate Swans. I don't like it. It doesn't give me a panic attack.
yeah, they're good. But
Hope I can sleep tonight.
you'll be fine.
You'll be fine
the
because
next song is
My favorite.
you're gonna listen to the next song, and it is the Ringo track.
My
They
favorite.
let Ringo in things this time, and it is Good Night. Yeah, I feel like that song is like after Revolution 9. It's like, Ringo, I had a scary dream.
It is really euphoric if you like go straight into that,
it
into
is.
Good Night or whatever without talking.
Okay, well.
Well, it's kind of like, you gotta have the low
Yeah,
to have the high.
right.
Can't have a rainbow without
You
the
get
rain.
the payoff. You get a
Yeah.
payoff. It's like a sweet dopamine rush.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite Beatles songs
Yeah.
ever.
Good one. Good night.
It's
so
just
sweet.
so.
Oh.
It's like Rachel said. It sounds like Tinkerbell's gonna come.
And then we're gonna go flying into heaven.
It sounds like
it's very
magic.
magical.
Yeah, it
yes.
does.
Very
And it
Disney
is,
up to it.
it's perfect that they gave that one to Ringo.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have been the same.
Had any of
But I
It
loved
it might be more famous,
yeah.
if they hadn't. But it's just, it's
It's
perfect
suited
Ringo.
Yeah.
song.
And I love that John wrote it.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I like the songs that John writes for Ringo.
Yeah.
They're always really sweet and really poignant. You can tell that he thinks a lot of Ringo.
Aw.
Where he's like, yeah, he would sing this song. I love my friends.
Yeah.
You'll go to sleep. I love you.
Yeah.
You know.
I was like,
Yeah. Everybody.
Uncle.
Right. It just really knocks you out of
It
the
does.
whatever.
I mean,
number
I feel-
nine did
It,
to
it
you.
doesn't have
I
to
feel
even
sleepy
be,
right now.
You can put it on at any time, and it will knock you out of whatever kind of bad thing happened to you that day. You will instantly feel better.
Yeah.
It's a serotonin booster, and you will see.
Yeah. I agree. I mean,
I listen to that one a lot because it makes you feel so good.
yeah. What else is there to say? I guess we'll talk about the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, disc 1 and disc 2. So that's your favorite
Good
on
night.
the whole album?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's so difficult now that
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that
I
one
guess
was really good. I like that one, honey pie. That one was really good.
Yeah.
I like the honey pie one. That was cute.
I guess the low point of the album is both of the revolutions.
They both
Just-
suck, and I hate
They were
them.
not-
One is just like, you
One
already
is-
did this, but better. And one is like, why did you do this to me?
Why did
Well,
you do
just
this to
you're
me?
just haters.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think. I mean, it's like I appreciate it for what it is, for what it's brought to popular music. I guess.
That's fair. I mean, I just wish. I don't know. I just can't sit through the song. It makes me feel all types
No,
of
you-
crazy,
Right, but
panicky things. I'm glad there's a song that can do that. You know, what kind of
Just keep it
power
away from
is
me.
that? Yeah, just not for me. Just, I
Right.
don't want to hear it ever again in my life.
But yeah, this is not my favorite Beatles album. I really, really like it, but it's not my favorite. But it's their most eclectic.
It's definitely their most interesting
Yeah.
album.
like I already said, it's the most human album.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it
I love
really,
humans,
it just,
usually.
it has everything on it. It has anything,
It literally has everything.
It's got
a
some
nightmare.
country,
Yeah.
It's got a vaudeville song. It's got hard rock. It's got heavy metal.
It's got granny music.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's got a couple of, like
It has a
story
birthday
songs.
song.
It has While My Guitar Gently Weeps on it.
Yep.
And that's really,
Mm-hmm.
that's
That's
enough
a
said
banger.
right there.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's their kind of their. I know the Sergeant Pepper, but this is like really their like magnum opus.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
I mean, it's their most popular album, I think, especially nowadays. I mean, there's a whole, whenever it was the 50th anniversary, there's a really interesting Rolling Stone article about this album, about how opinions have changed on it and how it shaped everything we know about music.
Even when I was little,
In
in
a
the
way
90s, it was still like the opinion like this is a bunk album is, but I feel like, especially like our age people and like that era, you know, it's just kind of like changed our minds on it because we like experimenting more than past generations have.
Well, you know, in the 80s, people didn't want that.
Yeah.
They were still stuck on the psychedelic.
Yeah, if that. I mean,
You know,
it
they
seems
were like
they were more
had like the psychedelic furs and bands like that,
That's
where they were
true.
still like, we're new wave. That new wave pop.
But there was even like a, you know, girl group era, like 80s revival
Yeah,
wave. But
exactly. Yeah, it just had its day.
But yeah.
Now,
I will always also have, I mean, we touched on this last week too when we talked about this one, but I just remember listening to this a lot when we were kids.
yeah.
And this was my brother who passed away. This was his favorite Beatles album.
Do you know which song was his favorite?
I'm not sure.
Me neither.
Maybe I'll ask him someday.
Yeah, we'll
But,
never. I'm not sure either.
I think it was Your Blue, actually.
Dang.
Fitting.
Bless his whole fucking heart.
he took that one seriously.
Shut the
Oh, I feel like an ass.
No, I mean.
No, that's pretty good. I was going to make a joke, because, you know, the poster, this is his copy of the CD that we're looking at.
Yeah.
And the poster's not in there, and I was like, you know, I guess he didn't hang it up.
No!
I don't know, I was going to make, yeah. You know where I was going.
No!
We're not going there. Sorry.
We
Not-
do love and miss him, okay?
Yeah.
But we're
But
assholes at the
sometimes-
same time.
If there's a joke, we're gonna try.
Yeah. Sometimes it makes you feel better to tell a horrible, horrible joke.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean.
But yeah,
I'm
so
a little surprised that would be his favorite, but also not.
Yeah. But so I will always, you know, for the rest of my life have a special connection to this album.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, it made me really emotional last time. I was like emo for a good 2 days
Really?
because of our new special connection to it. I was
Yeah.
also PMSing,
Oh.
which didn't help. We listened to it the wrong time, which I'm good now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be alright for the next 2 days. But I was like, for 2 days straight.
Yeah, it's a toughie, but I like it.
Well, side one of it was a lot harder, I think.
I mean,
It's got,
Oh no! His favorite song
Julia.
on here was Martha, My Dear. Yeah, that's
one
right.
of my
I remember.
favorites.
Yeah.
he had taste. Because
Oh.
that actually is like my second favorite after Goodnight.
That song makes me emo.
Yeah, me too.
Reminds me of my cat. Now I got this.
I think it was Julia that really bothered me last time. The first line of that song,
That's
half of
true.
what I say is true,
Meaningless.
or meaningless, yeah. But I say it just to reach you.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
But yeah, so the White Album, we recommend it.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
out of 10, except
Two
for
thumbs
one
up.
song.
Yeah,
Unless you're brave.
9.9 out of 10.
There you go.
So yeah, the White Album. Listen to it. Listen to it. Pause it between every song, and then listen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
that's
that.
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Everybody, everywhere. Good night.